I hate to admit it, but content has a bit of a problem. This might be breaking news to the unemployed, but luckily, I have a job. For those who don't, enjoy this evening's entertainment with your food. Welcome to my channel, where we have casual conversations about various aspects of the human experience. Let's get right into it. It's 2026 and social media has become a juggernaut of entertainment and monopoly on our time. So much so that a person with a platform big enough can cause able-bodied people to do all of this.
Video shot by 𝗖𝗛𝗏𝗧𝗏, you can see the entrances to State Farm Arena packed with people.
Now, I don't want to beat a dead horse. That'd be weird. But I do want to add my 2 cents to the mix. I've watched a lot of videos about 𝗖𝗛𝗏𝗏𝗜𝗖's streamer university auditions, and most of them just go over the losers, the dream chasers, crying over the fact that they didn't get to see Kai in person. But I thought it'd be interesting to make a video talking about the problems with streaming university and how they relate to deeper issues with content creation as a whole. Nowadays, everyone and their grannies want to be a content creator. And look, I get it. Make a few videos, talking to the camera, get the bag, and start
staying out the way.
But it actually doesn't work like that. And quite frankly, it never has. People forget that there's levels to these sorts of things. Effort, dedication, patience, and a narrowed view of what you want is key to achieving any goal. Mind you, that philosophy can be applied to anything. Just because anyone could do it does not mean everyone can do it. Point being, these people are not 𝗖𝗛𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Not even close. The average content experience might see someone start a page on TikTok or Instagram, do their utmost to post for like 3 to 6 months, and then give up way too early and resent the people that stayed on the grind a little longer and then got rewarded for it. This is more commonly known as hate watch, but admittedly, for most, that's just how it goes, unfortunately. But with Kai introducing Streamer University 2.0, every bum with a pulse came out of the woodwork to convince Kai and the world why they're different from everyone else. Spoilers for the sympathetic, these people were not different from anyone. Quite the opposite, actually. Almost every video was a copy of the last, a humiliation ritual mixed in with a set of reasons that were really similar to the last submission video. Now, for me personally, these videos were great doom scroll content. Thank you, Kai. But the reality of nearly all of these videos were simply clones begging for a handout. Instead of seeing Streamer U as an opportunity to put a spotlight on their already accumulated hard work, these opportunistic creators, using that term very loosely, saw it as a get-rich-quick scheme. Imagine meeting all the criteria to be a strong applicant for Streamer U. You post consistently on multiple platforms, you have a handful of viral videos, you've developed a small but loyal following, and most importantly, you show up regardless of desirable outcomes. But you have to compete with 1 million bots in the application pool, hindering your chances. The deserving may have seen Streamer University as the opportunity that their content needed to reach that next level. Bums might have seen it as a lottery ticket. For those that create regardless of an opportunity like Streamer U, their reward is already waiting for them. But for the virtually homeless, they'll just loiter around waiting for the next opportunity to leech. When everyone's super, no one will be. Similarities are what connect us, but differences are what allow us to stand out. What's the difference between a LeBron or a Jordan? Between a Messi or Ronaldo? Between a Drake or a Kendrick, a Beyonce or a Taylor? Well, accolades, wealth, and influence aside, they're all notable because they're literally all different people. Each one of them offers something completely different than the other, and whether you care about them or not, their presence in their respective industries is undeniable. Point being, how can you possibly stand out in a crowd like this? A sea of faces that no one will remember. At least not for the right reasons anyway. It reminds me of the definition of insanity, you know? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Well, why would it be any different for content creation? Trying to do the same exact thing as the majority of people out there. Now, the irony of me making this video about things that people have already talked about is not lost on me, trust me. But what these Streamer U clips prove to me is that 90% of people, probably more honestly, don't have any idea who they are. Or worse yet, who they can be.
Identity.
Now to the title of the video, the content problem. While this segment could be 2 hours, as previously stated, I do have a job, so I'll keep this short and sweet. While growing up in the 2010s, I remember just how niche wanting to be an internet personality was. YouTube was filled with gamers and pranksters, Instagram was widely known and used for pictures, and TikTok was Musical.ly or Vine, whatever. Point being, social media was somewhat of a background character. By no means was it a desirable career path for the average person. Fast forward to now, and people will try to make anything into content for the sake of 2 currencies, money and attention. Of course, there's still people using social media for great reasons, Shameless plug, I know. But more often than not, it's some skit or streaming clip or whatever the hell. And in my opinion, this has led to a massive identity problem. Who are you really? Better yet, who are you in real life and who do you become once online? I don't think most people ask themselves that enough. You have people making their success in the algorithm their entire personalities. I've seen people get one viral post and then drop everything in their life to try to pursue a career in content. Brother, I've seen morals and integrity get cast aside as soon as it's time to upload a video. My brothers and sisters in Christ, have y'all been outside? It's kind of scary, but it's not that bad. I promise it's not that bad. Content creation, specifically low effort content creation, has become a gold mine for unaware people to avoid any ounce of character development. Have you ever watched someone's post and then afterwards you go, no way this isn't satire? I know I have, and that's the exact type of person I'm talking about right now. The out of touch specialists getting egged on or clowned on by their viewers. I also learned, it's stupid internet slang, but I also learned that this phrase is called LOL cow. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I don't know. I'm getting too old, man. I'm getting too old. Regardless, these people have no idea who they are, or at the very least, have no reason in discovering themselves for real due to social media. Now, is social media solely to blame? No, but I'm sure if we all collectively stop paying attention to these nut jobs, they would either lock in or disappear entirely. Now look, I won't say social media has no place for schizos and losers. Someone has to entertain us. Okay, that sounds crazy, I'm sorry. Okay, now look, I'm not saying that social media has no place for schizos and losers, because admittedly, someone has to distract us from our day-to-day struggles. But what I am saying is that the adverse effects of this content creation culture we're all a part of does not get talked about enough. Just the other day, I saw a video of a guy pulling up on a lady of the night in broad daylight, asking her which hand he should bet for some gambling ad. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not over that. Anyway, then he handed her like $100 in cash and drove off. Crazy times we're living in, man. Crazy timeline. The normalization of low effort, borderline illegal, self-deprecating content has been plaguing algorithms for years now. Now that I think about it, content is such a weird word to call it anyway. What it really is a front row seat or a manifestation of the worst parts of humanity. You know, like if aliens came down and you showed them TikTok, 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, we're cooked. And honestly, I get it. I saw this comment on Instagram the other day. A guy said something about human sadness and what it may stem from. Your sadness is a byproduct of overconsumption. As humans, we were put on this earth to create, not consume. And first off, wow. That got me, I'm not gonna lie. No glaze, that got me. I honestly, up until a certain point, hadn't really realized how much content or just things in general I was consuming on a day-to-day basis. And I never really thought how that could affect my mood long-term either. If we were placed on this planet to create, to essentially be our truest selves at the highest form, why the hell are we comfortable engaging in garbage and gobbledygook, damn near literal garbage? Not only does this overconsumption keep us away from discovering our true identities, but it also halts us from creating things ourselves. Content creation was never supposed to be about brand deals or building the next generation of gambling addicts or whatever. It was supposed to be an outlet to a digital landscape used by people to showcase their passions and connect with others around them. Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't scroll at all. If you want to dissociate by watching 1,000 TikToks, be my guest. If you want to end the night with Instagram, sweet dreams. Hell, if you're a maniac and want to get in some YouTube shorts before dinner, go on ahead. My only real advice to you would be to think about what you're consuming and what that consumption may or may not be taking away from you in the long run. Well, those are my 2 cents, maybe with a little bit of inflation, I don't know. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about some of these Streaming You audition clips and, of course, the current state of content creation or influencer culture as a whole. Also, feel free to add on to anything I said in this video down below, disagreements included. Until next time.